welcome to In Our Schools. I'm Katrina Heeman. We're here today at West High to discuss a new and exciting avenue that the high school curriculum is taking for the 2010 and 11 school year. Career Interest Academies are underway at both East and West High as students are participating in smaller learning communities of 400 to 500 students. We're going to talk with a Career Interest Academy coordinator here at West High so she can give us an overview of what the new Career Interest Academies are. But please stay tuned, as in the future we're going to be discussing what each individual Career Interest Academy is and what students can do with the knowledge they learn. We're here now with Rhonda Tawari, and what exactly do you do at West as the Career Interest Academy coordinator?
Well, I'm in charge of all of the career academies, making sure that they are implemented properly and that everybody has the support that they need. We have 4 academies this year, the Health Academy, the Human Services Academy, the Arts Communication and Business Academy, and the Engineering, Manufacturing, and Technology Academy. And so my job is to help support them, getting speakers to come in, helping with curriculum, making sure that they have all the resources and support they need to be successful.
And a whole lot more goes on behind the scenes, I'm sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And it is important to point out that there's a counterpart at East High that does the same thing, correct?
Right. Jenny Castile has the same position at East, and she supports their academies over there.
Great. And I know before you used to be the Smaller Learning Communities, I think, facilitator, and that is part of the Career Academy. So what are Career Academies in general?
Okay, career academies are basically breaking our school down into smaller groups of students who have the same interests, and so that they can explore a little bit about what they want to do, learn a little bit about maybe what they think they want to do, but then may find they aren't quite as interested in. It's also meant to help personalize our school a little bit more. With 1,600 kids, it's really hard to get to know them. But when you have 400 kids, it's a more manageable group. And so those students get to know their teachers well. The teachers get to know them well. They get to explore their careers and their interests. There's support built in for academics. We are beginning to have more clubs. We have a math club that just started last week. So hopefully we'll be able to get kids more involved and make them feel more part of the school.
So it really is a community.
It is a community.
That is wonderful. And it has a different look and feel than the last year's high school classes. How is it different?
It does, and we're still building that right now. Classrooms have changed. It's probably the biggest cosmetic feature. The academy classes are all pretty much in the same area. So on the bottom level, for example, on first floor, we have our engineering, technology, and manufacturing classes, and all of those teachers, instead of having all the English teachers together on one floor, we have all of the academy teachers. So instead of traveling across the whole building for their math, science, English, and social studies, most students will be in that same area, and again, that creates a little community where the students know each other and the teachers know them.
Wonderful. And this sounds real groundbreaking for Iowa. Is Waterloo one of the first districts to do this?
It is in this form. Career academies have been around for a long time. Over 40 years ago, they started in other states, and there have been different forms of career studies in career academies. Waterloo is one of the first that's going to a whole school career academy system, and so it is groundbreaking, and it's really exciting.
And I know that it takes a lot of planning to do this, and from sitting on committees last year, I jumped in midstream. How long has this been in the works?
Oh gosh, we've been talking about this for at least 6-7 years. And the Smaller Learning Communities grant, we got several $100,000 over a 5-year period, and that has helped to support this, implementing it. And we are at the point now where this year we were able to actually implement the career academies, and we have lots of community support. And so we hope over the next 3 to 5 years we're going to be able to really build a strong structure, both academically and career-wise.
Well, I think it's just a wonderful idea to get the kids started knowing what their interests are, to save money for parents if they continue on to college, because they have an idea instead of just guessing through a curriculum guide, once they get to college. Absolutely.
And one of the really cool things about this is that we're working on our curriculum to infuse a little bit more career exploration and career type studies into all of our classes, but also we're working really closely with Hawkeye right now, UNI. We hope to get University of Iowa, Iowa State, to some degree Kirkwood, and just look at some of the colleges and universities around and work with them so that our kids have a smooth transition into those programs, so that our courses support them and we know what they need for our students to go be successful. Also, we're working with lots of trade type people in the community, and for example, one of the things that they're saying is that our students need to know how to read and communicate, and that's really important. So we're trying to work really hard to infuse those kinds of skills into every area, because frankly, in any career, whether it be some higher education degree that you need, or whether it's just some local training, you still need to have those basic employability skills. And so we're working really hard to infuse those kinds of things into our curriculum.
Bringing it right back to the mission statement of preparing students for either further education in college or going out into the community work world.
Absolutely. That's what we're all about.
And you said there are 4 academies here at West. They've combined, I think it's Health and Human Sciences over at East, so they only have 3, is that right?
That's correct.
And how were these academies chosen?
They were chosen. We looked at a lot of different information. The state's Career Cluster Initiative is an organization that came up with 16 career clusters. We looked at those, and that's kind of where we started. Then we looked at a lot of Cedar Valley data to see what careers, are in this area and what careers are going to be growing in this area. We met with a lot of community people. We looked at what our student interests were. We surveyed all of our students, and from there we were able to come up with the 4 academies. The 4 academies address the 16 national career clusters.
Wonderful, and it's great to get the student input as well. And then with the growing technology need, things are changing from back when we went to school.
Absolutely, they are. This year we were able to get mobile labs, computer labs for all of our for our schools. Each academy has a mobile lab, and so technology is becoming more and more important with computers. They're using complex programs. They're solving more complex problems. In our performance-based learning academy, which is not a career academy, but nonetheless is an academy, a smaller learning community in our school. They just got a virtual reality lab in their science labs, and so we're really working toward giving kids those real life experiences.
Very cool. And how do students choose an academy?
In the 8th grade, they do a career unit in, I believe it's English class, and then there's a website called I Have a Plan Iowa. I have a plan Iowa.gov, and that's what they use in 8th grade, and then they continue that into 9th grade and 10th grade and 11th grade and 12th grade, and it's all about career exploration, self-exploration, those kinds of things, planning for your future, so the kids will leave with a plan. We do in our futures, which is our student teacher advisory, we meet once a week and we talk a lot about careers, and as students as they start planning for their freshman year, they identify an academy that they want to be in. They can change academies at any semester, and what that looks like will depend on what the teacher and the parent and the counselor, the parent, and the student feel is best. And there are a lot of factors that go into how that looks, but students are able to change their academy depending on their interest, and they just choose it on their own.
That's wonderful, because some might need a little more guidance, especially I can see an 8th grader panicking. I don't know what to do, but having all this help would be very beneficial.
Absolutely. There are lots of people here to help support our students.
And they still have to take the traditional classes as well, correct?
They do. The graduation requirements are exactly the same. The difference is mainly in the delivery of how those classes occurs. For example, if we're doing a unit on, say, Romeo and Juliet in English class, the Health Academy may look at they may do an assignment about health issues during the time of Romeo and Juliet, or that are apparent in Romeo and Juliet. On the other hand, the Human Services may look at social issues and how people work together or don't work together in that particular play. So depending on, what the academy is, there may be a twist here and there, but the standards are still exactly the same as the state requires.
That is really neat. And we're going to further explore the academies individually one by one. So if people want to see how Health and Human Services would look or any of these other academies, it will give them a little more insight.
Yes.
Perfect. And is there a special program for ninth graders as they're transitioning from middle school coming to the high school?
We do not have the houses as we had them before, but we are trying to cluster our ninth graders together within the houses so that they're kind of a house within that academy structure. And we have lots of different supports in place. One of the things that our academy has built in is each academy has a facilitator. And that facilitator is kind of like a mini administrator for that academy. And one of their jobs that they've been charged with is to keep track of our freshmen and to work really closely with those freshmen who come in maybe below what we would expect them to come in or we would want them to come in at as far as skills, and also those students who struggle. The transition from 8th to 9th grade is very, very difficult for a lot of students, and so we tried to build in lots and lots of support. Not so much that we're just tracking them and on their back all the time, but so that we're there to say, hey, look, this is a growing experience. What can we do to support you? Because this is a hard time in your life and we want you to be successful.
So no one falls between the cracks.
Absolutely.
And if they are not fitting in the career academies, they can always go to the PBDA.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So there, everyone is going to achieve.
That's what we intend to have happen.
So for a typical day, a student would come in, and do they begin with their career academy classes and then the traditional ones are mixed in?
It depends. With the school this size, the schedule's quite diverse, but they do have an opportunity to take career type classes or elective classes or upper level classes, college classes, as well as their 4 core areas. Like I said, we're working with the colleges and we're trying to get more and more PSEO opportunities and dual enrollment opportunities so that our students can not only get high school credit but also get a jump start on their college if that's the path that they choose to take. And so we have lots and lots of those classes, and in the next couple years we see that just exploding.
Wonderful. And you did mention speakers. So are you having people from the community come in and explain how that career can be beneficial to them if they decide to go down that path? We are.
We have a speaker scheduled for our engineering academies for next week. We have speakers for the next week for arts or for human services and health. We took over 150 students to the UNI career fair, a college fair, and we're having a career fair here for all of our 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. And yes, we intend to have speakers infused into classes, into futures, and we are planning an advisory committee which will have community people that will be able to help support us and get those speakers. So we hope to have lots of opportunities for our students. We also plan to have some job shadowing and hopefully down the road some internships and those kinds of hands-on experiences too.
So really getting them to know exactly what field they're going into.
Yes.
That is excellent. All it's doing is preparing them for the future. It's great. And what are you hoping that these students are going to benefit from besides being well prepared?
Well, we want them to be well prepared to graduate and do whatever they want to do. We hope that they leave here with an idea of what they want to do, and as a big part of that, we want them to explore at this level so that if they do think that they want to do something and then they get into it and that's not what they want to do, that they have an opportunity at this level to explore before they get into college and it costs them a lot of money and a lot of time in their life. So hopefully when they leave here they will explore it enough that they know what they want to do and also what they do not want to do with their future.
It is just wonderful. It'd be an exciting time to be in high school.
Yes, it is. It's very exciting. And the kids, it's really exciting to be here and see the kids because they really have been troopers about this. There have been a lot of changes in our school, and by and large, we're building it. They know that it's a building program, but they're very excited about the opportunities, as we all are.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure.